The silent Undertakers, Beetles in decay and transformation. In the shadows, where death lingers and the scent of rot clings to the air, beetles thrive. These creatures, often overlooked, are the silent engineers of decay, the unseen hands that transform death into life, darkness into something new. Their world is one of slow, deliberate work, where the grotesque and the beautiful intertwine. The artisans of decay. Beneath the forest floor, where light seldom touches, the beetle begins its work. To the human eye, decay is unsettling. An ending, a collapse into ruin. But to the beetle, it is opportunity. When a once living form succumbs to stillness, beetles arrive like uninvited mourners at a funeral, not to grieve, but to consume and break down what remains. Carrion beetles, like necrophages in the underworld of nature, feed on dead flesh, reducing bodies to the barest bones. Flesh becomes nourishment. The soft tissues, the sinew, the very essence of life's former vigor, all fall prey to these beetles' gnawing mandibles. Underneath their hardened shells, they carry out nature's most necessary but gruesome work, feasting in the darkness where life once flourished. Some beetles lay their eggs in the bodies of the dead, their larvae writhing into existence, bathed in decay. The domestic beetles, flesh-eaters by nature, allow their offspring to devour the soft tissues that remain. The young feast, mindless, thriving on the death that gave them life. What they leave behind are bones, picked clean, the last remnants of what once was. Transformation in the underworld, decay, is not the end. It is merely the first step in a cycle far older than any of us. From the corpses they consume, beetles give birth to transformation. They turn death into fertile soil, preparing the ground for the living to rise again. Even as they strip bodies to the bone, they scatter nutrients back into the earth. What was once flesh returns to the soil, now rich with the essence of decay. This, too, is the beetles' doing. Their work in the macabre is not simply destruction, it is alchemy, a turning of death into the promise of new life. Beauty in darkness. To gaze into the world of beetles is to see beauty in the grotesque. They are the unnoticed guardians of the natural order, allowing the cycle of life to continue, even in death. In their dark, secretive work, there is a strange beauty, one found not in the perfection of life, but in the quiet inevitability of its end, and the transformation that follows. Without them, death would linger too long, a stagnation that would choke the world. But with them, death is fleeting, just another passage, another movement in the great, eerie symphony of life. In decay, beetles find their purpose, and in transformation, they bring life again.